I'm already getting connection issues. Unbelievable, unbelievable. Hey everybody, it is me, Lindsay Colomb, and I'm going to talk today really quickly about color matching, and we're going to do somewhat of a color matching 101. And what we're going to do is we're going to go over the one simple question that you can ask in order to get your clients color matched, even if they're not in front of you, okay? So that is what we're going to discuss today. Can somebody tell me if I'm in the dream team? I have no idea if I'm in the dream team. It just occurred to me. Hold on, I can't see my description. Hi, Kimberly. Hey, can someone do me a favor and let me know if I am broadcasting in the dream team? That would be phenomenal. I don't know why I question this every single time I get on here. Yes, I am. Perfect. Thank you, Kimberly. All right, so color matching 101. First and foremost, I want to just say that you guys are overthinking color matching and you're afraid of color matching, and there's absolutely no reason for you to be. You can ask one simple question and then ask for a photo in natural sunlight or natural lighting and really get to a point where you're really comfortable with color matching. I've done a live on this before. It's really simple. It's not complicated. The key to being confident about color matching is to stop taking it or creating it into a scary thing. It's not a scary thing at all. Thank you, Tanya, Debbie. You guys are wonderful. Okay, so if you, and I want to tell you something, is if you can get to a place where you're really confident and you can speak confidently about your color matching capabilities, your clients will entrust you with that. They will be more prone to allowing you to color match them. They will refer you for color matching, as they'll say, oh, I know somebody, she can help find your color of this foundation and all of that stuff. You want to be confident with this. When someone asks you, well, what shade of foundation do I get? You say, don't worry about it. Color matching is super simple. That's all I say to people, and I've never ever had somebody upset about the color that they got unless they argued with me on something or weren't sure about something and couldn't give me clear answers to my questions. That's the only time I've had issues, and that's only been one time. Other than that, every single time I've color matched using this method, I've had 100% success, except for once. So I guess it's not 100%, but I've color matched a lot of people. So, all right. Hi, April. Hey, girl. Okay, so if we understand color matching and we understand that it is about undertones, that's all it's about. And if you can get into that understanding, is that all I need to do is find your undertone, right? So the one question that I ask people is, in the sun, if you were to go out in the sun after not being in the sun for a really long time, right? Initially, what does your skin do? Does your skin burn easier or tan easier? In a general sense, do you burn or tan easier? Most people are going to know that right off the bat. If they burn easier, what color does their skin turn? Pink or red, right? And if they tan easier, what color does their skin turn? It's like a yellowish tan, right? So if you think about that, if they burn easier, they have that pink in their skin. If they tan easier, they have that yellow in their skin. And there you have it. You have pretty much nailed down what their undertone is. Hopefully that makes sense. Andrea, color matching is not going to terrify you after this quick video. So if we understand that, and we can ask the simple question is, what does your skin do? Does it burn easier or tan easier? They're going to say absolutely burns easier. Sometimes I'll be like, well, I'll burn really bad and then it turns into a tan. And in that case, I always go with the first, right? I burn really, really easy, but it can transition into a tan. Once I transition into a tan, I'll pretty much hold the tan, but I still consider myself a pink undertone because that's what I am. So even if their answer is, well, I burn first and tan second, I will go the pink route. That's where I will go, pink undertone, right? Awesome, I'm glad this makes sense for you. So I'm gonna pull over here and I'm gonna show you guys, I have all of the foundations and the new shades are coming out very soon. So I want you to look at this. These on this side, these three, with the exception of this one. This is Gina Beige, Olive 1, and Olive 2, okay? Gina Beige, Olive 1, Olive 2, and then over here you have Shinto 1, 2, and 4, okay? If you notice, and if you really look at them, you're going to see that these have more yellow in them. Shinto has more yellow. Olive has more pink. Do we understand that? Okay, so if you look at my skin, I have a pink undertone, right? Right now, I wear olive 2, which is this one right here. I wear olive 2. Now, if I put Shinto 2 right here, you can see that that is too yellow for my skin, right? We can see that that is a really yellow shade next to my pink undertone skin. So this is why you want to understand and know the undertone of your client's skin, and you don't have to be in front of them. That one question is going to give you the exact answer that you need, so you know on a general level if they need to be in the pink range or if they need to be in the yellow range. Throw some emojis up if you understand so far, if this is all making sense to you so far. I literally just lost a foundation. Sorry. Awesome. So we see people. Leah asked, is it best to match the face or the neck? I say neither. I say match the chest. Okay, so you're going to match the chest. And the reason why is because when you are putting on makeup, gosh, my hair is a hot mess today. Hold on. There we go. When you're putting on makeup and like you're looking at me right now, my chest and face need to match. Okay, if you matched my neck, you're not going to see that comparison, and my neck might be lighter than my chest. You want to match it so it looks uniform when you're looking at someone straight on, okay? Hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully you understand that. So I always ask people to really, or I will look at their pictures, I will look at their chest, okay? Everybody's face is going to carry a little bit of redness as well. So people might say, well, I tan easier, but my face is really red. Everybody has the redness on your face because you put a lot of movement and you really work on your face with cleansers and all of that stuff. We do a lot to our faces. Our faces also move all day, all of those things. So you don't want to match to someone's face, you want to match to their chest or the décolleté, okay? Also, I want to go into, because obviously we have lighter and darker shades as well. I want you to look at this, and this is porcelain, ivory, and this one is actually olive 1 as well, so just understand. You have porcelain and ivory. A lot of people, like me for instance, before I started using our foundation, if I were to go to Walgreens or if I were to go to a drugstore, which a lot of your clients will come from, they'll come from like drugstores and they'll say, I don't know, that looks a little dark because I wear ivory and CoverGirl or Maybelline or whatever, right? Or I wear a color called porcelain. What I want you to understand is I am extremely fair. What is going on here? Keep dropping my foundations. Oh my gosh. Okay. So what I want you to understand is when your client puts up a fight, I'm a very fair-skinned person. I have a really dark tan right now, but look at how white this is. This is very white. This foundation, which is porcelain, this foundation, this specific foundation, was actually formulated for the Star Wars set for the gal with the white face and the red lips. That's what this foundation was created for. So if you have a client who's saying, I don't know, I think I'm porcelain, I want you to tell her, porcelain was used on the Star Wars set for a princess, I don't know what her name is. I'm not a Star Wars person. But that's why nobody porcelain. That's right, Jamie. Ain't nobody porcelain. So you might have like a super Irish person who has never seen the sun, who has the disease where she can't go out in the sun, right? That might be somebody who might wear porcelain. But I want you to understand, oh my gosh. These foundations they have been here since I started with LimeLife. They're taking a beating right now, but I want you to look at how white this is. And I'm going to go like this just so you see. Porcelain is basically cloud makeup. People will use it for highlight contour blending, but I love it. Queen Amadalia or Amadalia, I don't know what it is, but this is how white this is, okay? So that is what I want you to understand about porcelain and even ivory. I'll do a swatch of ivory on my forehead just so you can see how very, very light it is, okay? This one, ivory has a little bit more pink in it, whereas porcelain is quite stark white. So we're understanding that. I only bring this up, and I'm going to continue this video with 2 white stripes on my head. I only bring this up because we do have clients who kind of fight on this because they're used to the drugstore brands and the colors and all of that stuff. On the other side, we have MB 5, 6, and 8, okay? So we also have the MB shades. MB 5 has a yellow undertone, MB 6 has a red undertone, and MB 8 doesn't have a undertone that goes either way. This is gonna be really dark. But understand that the undertones on this, 5, yellow, and you can see the yellow in this. When you look at it, you can see the red in this. Hopefully you guys are able to see kind of what that looks like on there. So you can guide for your darker skin and the deeper skin tones. You want to make sure you're color matching, because if you put, right, if you put MB5 on someone who has reddish undertones, who has more deep skin tone, they're going to look weird, right? They're going to look completely weird. What did she say? MB5 looks like Shinto 4-ish. No. I'll show you Shinto 4 and MB5 next to each other. Hold on. Whoop. So Shinto 4 is this one in the top corner. And that one is definitely a shade deeper. Definitely a shade deeper. Okay, so what I want to get at this point, before I go further, because I want to make this quick, I have foundation all over my hands from all of this junk. Whoop. Let's see if we can blend this. I don't know. Either way, what I want to get at right at this point is undertone is key. As long as you can remember undertones and what's important to remember about undertones, which is olives, which sounds backwards because when people hear olive, they think of yellow undertone. That's backwards here. Think of, instead of green olives, think black olives that have that little reddish, you know, like a cool color in them. So your olives are your cools and your Shintos are your warms, which is your yellow. Olive pink, Shinto yellow. And if you think about Shinto, I think about Shinto as like a Japanese word or a, you know, an Asian word, and Asians have very yellow skin, right? So I like to think about, that's an easy way to remember it, is if we know Shinto is a yellow undertone, olive has to be pink. If you can nail that down and you can remember that, for the majority of your clients, they're going to fall into the olive and Shinto range. And you can just know automatically, oh, if she burns easier, she's going to be an olive. If she tans easier, she's going to be a Shinto range. Perfect. We understand that, hopefully. I do wear olive too. That is correct. Leah Smith asked, what about neutral? Everyone is going to fall on some area of this. If someone is really neutral, I will, if they can insist, that they're neutral, I will pull them towards the olive range. I will not put them in Shinto, because Shinto is so yellow that I feel like even on a neutral palette, if somebody swears they don't veer to one way or the other, they're definitely not yellow. So everyone who has that yellow undertone knows it because they tan really well. If they say I'm neutral and they're not sure, you go directly to olive. That's kind of the way that I do things. Okay, so I'm not porcelain. I know, can't you see? This is me blending it in. It's still like a white stripe on my head. So we know most people, the 90% of the population, 99% of the population is never going to fall into porcelain or ivory. Gina Beige is like a step lighter than, or it's almost equivalent to Olive One, but it has a more peachy undertone instead of a pinky undertone. I could use in the winter when I pull back and my tan fades, I could use Olive One and Gina Beige interchangeably. They both work beautifully on my skin. Neither of them looks weird. They actually are pretty interchangeable in my book. And like last year, I think I ran out of Gina Beige, and that's when I started using Olive One. And I actually liked Olive One better. So I tend not to recommend Gina Beige unless it's somebody who's really peachy in the skin. So, Emma said, yes, I go more olive like you. I am one of those yellowish with pink too, and Shinto looks awful on me. I can mix with olive though and really nail my color. Yes, absolutely. If you're dead, if you have somebody, like I said, that's dead set that they're neutral, right? And they're like, I'm neutral, I'm neutral, I'm neutral. I go the olive route. I go, let's get you olive then. Okay, so now you're at a space where you're talking to someone, you don't have to be in front of them, and you know their undertone. So we figured out their undertone, and now what do we need to do? We need to figure out what level shade they are. And this is a lot easier than you think, so don't overthink this at all. The first thing I ask is for a picture, a recent picture of them in natural lighting. I say, show me you right now in the most natural lighting you can give me. Give me a selfie. Doesn't matter if it's goofy, and I get some of the funniest selfies sent to my phone. They're like, sorry about the picture, but you know, it's some goofy selfie or something. Ask them for a recent picture of them in natural lighting. What is natural lighting? Natural lighting is going to be either outdoors, it's going to be in front of a window, it's not going to be in their bathroom, it's not going to be in their car. Tinting on cars can throw out, it cannot have filters on it. It has to just be a natural light photograph, right? And then what I do is as soon as someone sends me their selfie, I look at their chest. That's the first thing that I look at. I look right at their chest and I go, okay, what is her depth of color? And I will take an educated guess on this. Now, if you are somebody who is unsure if she's like an olive 1 or an olive 2, or you're teetering and you're not 100% sure, I always consider the season. Like right now, if you were to come to me and send me a selfie and you were like, okay, what color am I? Looking at me right now, someone might wonder, is she an olive 1 or is she an olive 2? I'm not sure, because truth be told, while I'm wearing olive 2 right now, I could also get away with olive 1 if I just use a little bit of bronzer. So in that case right now, considering we're moving into fall and winter, I would say I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to have you get an olive 1, and then I want you to bronze up if you need more warmth, because we're going to be moving into fall and winter, and I know that your tan is going to be fading. Unless she's like, oh, I go to the tanning bed all winter long, then I'll say go with an olive 2. But if she's like, yeah, my tan tends to fade with this season, I'll say, then let's get you olive 1 and you can warm it up with a bronzer. Perfect, right? But most of the time you're going to be able to look at a picture and you're going to say, how deep is her skin tone? If we know olive 1 is the light, if we know olive 2 is a bump up above that, and it's just going to gradually progress, you'll be able to get comfortable saying, okay, that's going to work. Now, there are also images that I'll post in the comments after I'm done, where it has the shades as well as a picture of somebody who would fall into that range. And I want you to save those to your phone for reference. So if you're ever worried about, oh, I'm not sure if it's a 1, 2, 3, or 4, I want you to pull up this picture and I want you to look at it and go, she looks more like this one, and so I'm going to recommend this color. So hopefully you guys understand at this point, because we're done at this point. You're done. That's all there is. Let's do a recap. You want to be color matched. What am I going to ask you? First thing that I need to know, I'm totally comfortable, or first thing that you need to know, I'm 100% confident in color matching you. I do not need you in front of me. Everybody has confidence. Everybody is like, okay, I feel better about this. All right, so I have one question to ask you. Do you burn or tan easier? She's gonna go, I tan easier. I tan totally easy. So what does that tell me? Her skin turns more of a yellow shade in the sun. She's got a yellow undertone. What range do I need to pull from? If she's in that Caucasian range, I need to pull from the Shinto range. And that's as easy as that. Now, all I have to ask is I need a recent picture of you in natural lighting. Just send it over, whatever selfie you have, no filters. Awesome. She's going to send it to me. I'm going to look at it and I'm going to go, I'm not sure. Is she an olive 1? Or I'm sorry, is she a Shinto 1 or is she a Shinto 2? If my eye can't find it, I'm going to pull up one of these pictures that I will post in the comments below, and I will compare and go, she's totally closer to a Shinto 2. So that's what we're going to recommend, okay? And then I'm also going to post this concealer matchup, because if you have somebody who's buying foundation, chances are they're getting like the tea collection and they're going to get concealers as well. This image, I posted it in the group a couple of days ago. It helps you pair up highlighter and concealers and what the best shades are for each and every one of the Botanical foundations. So I want you to save these into your phone, because I want you to understand that color matching is not scary. Color matching should not scare you. It should not give you anxiety. You should be able to go to any single client and be like, I can color match you. I'm a complete color matching expert. Let's do this. That's how I want you to be. If you can show that kind of confidence to your clients, they're going to have confidence in you. I have used this method ever since I was with my starter company. I basically trained the entire company in my starter company how to color match with undertones. Everybody has had success. If you see any color matching image in my starter company, chances are I made it. Over here, I have used this method as well. It is almost foolproof. I have never had an issue. There are people who might question it, but if you want to judge by my track record, I've sold a lot of foundations and I've never had a return on color matching. So awesome, awesome. All right. Yes. I also have a LimeLife folder. Debbie said, when do you go with Gita Beige over Olive 1? For me, I actually fall into that range in the wintertime. I went over that a little bit ago, Debbie. But for me, they're interchangeable. If I am that pale, I'm an Olive 2 right now, but I will transition down. I'm very fair skinned. When I transition down, I can pretty much bounce between the two of them. I always go the olive route. I always go the olive route. I don't know why, but I just like the olive route. I think it looks better on the skin. It looks healthier. It has a little bit more color to it. I don't know if that makes any sense, but Gina Beige, I find it gives me a gray look. It gives me that almost like gray, lifeless look on my skin. So while I can use it interchangeably with Olive One, I always like Olive One better, and that's why I recommend it. Everybody's skin tone isn't going to be like that though. You might have people who are 100% Gina Beige. There's quizzes and whatnot that you can also have people take, but I don't use those. I actually think that I would rather instill the confidence in my client and say, I know exactly how to do this. I want you to trust me on it. If there's a chance of a problem and I've never had one, we can always return it, but trust me when I say we can color match you today. They'll be totally comfortable and they won't worry about it. So that is what I've got for you guys on color matching. I wanted to make this a lot quicker, but you know me guys, I yap. Throw some emojis up if this was helpful. Throw a question in the comments if you have a question. I'm going to stick around for just a minute to make sure that nobody has any questions or anything like that. But hopefully you feel better about color matching, because I promise you, look at those beautiful emojis. That makes me so happy. I promise you, once you get confident in color matching, you're going to understand you don't need all of this. You don't need to have every foundation with you. It's good to have them. If you can have all of these, right, I want you to have them. If you can have these palettes in your possession with every shade that's general, even if it's 1/6 well, I totally encourage this so people can try the product. But I wanna ensure you guys, and I wanna reassure you guys over and over and over again, you don't need these in your hand. You can color match people on Facebook Messenger. You can color match people over text. You don't need to be in front of someone to color match, okay? Yes, don't panic, April. I know, I saw your text and it was in my others folder. Did you know your iPhone has another others folder? Yeah, it does. April's had a text where she was like, I don't know what to do. What is it? And then she figured it out. But anyway, I love you, April. April's kicking some serious booty, by the way. She is absolutely killing it. That girl is a rock star in the making. Kelly Hansen said, Lindsay, when I ask for a selfie with no makeup, my clients tend not to do it. How can I get them to understand I need it? Kelly, they don't have to be makeup free. They do not have to be makeup free at all. Even if they have makeup on, that's okay, because you're not color matching their face, you're color matching their chest. They do not need to have a makeup free face, right? Send me a selfie where you feel good about yourself, whatever, as long as it's in natural lighting and as long as there's no filter, I am happy. And that is what I do. Nicole said, I use my foundation palettes for one-on-ones, but color matching can be done without them. Yes, exactly. So the majority of the color matching that I do, Nicole, that is such a great point. The majority of color matching that I do is via Messenger, right? It's via Messenger where I'm consulting, or on the phone consulting with someone. But when I have my one-on-ones, this is invaluable. This is an invaluable tool. I cannot wait for Olive 3 and Shinto 3 to come out so I can have those. I'm very excited about them. And I don't know, but they're great to have in person. It's great to be able to let someone touch, feel, and see that it matches if you're in person with them. But don't feel like you have to be in person with someone to color match. And that is the point that I'm trying to make. Awesome. So Mary Miller said, I'm peachy skin, not yellow or pink, and I feel like concealer number 2 is the best look for me overall. Fair skin. Olive 1 is too light and Olive 2 is too dark. Mary, then what I would do is get both Olive 1 and 2 and dip a little in both and custom mix them. That's what I will do when I'm transitioning between shades. Let me see. Emily said, what about redheads? Redheads, depending on, I have a ton of redhead clients. My stepmom's a redhead. I wouldn't worry about that at all. It's the same process. It's no different. Let me see. I have 3 one-on-ones, beautiful use sessions on Wednesday. Hey, Leslie. That's awesome. Jeremy said, I've never failed with color matching on Facebook Messenger. A selfie and our pics is all we need, 100%. The pictures can be deceiving, however. Like me, some people might look at me and not know if I burn or tan easier, which is why I start with that question. Plus, it helps me educate someone and they feel cool because they're like, oh, I didn't know I was this undertone. Oh, you taught me something new. And it kind of reconfirms that you know what you're talking about. That is why I start with that question every single time. So awesome. Congratulations, Jeremy. Jeremy's a rock star. What's up? What's up? All right, guys. So that's all I've got for you. I hope that you guys have a wonderful Monday. I hope that you have a beautiful week. And hopefully this was helpful. Share it with anyone that needs this. I'm gonna post those images in here now, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.